Ho ho ho! Wife's laughing already. There's a good reason for the hat. Okay, it's Christmas. Christmas tree in the back. Well, it's not actually Christmas Day, it's the 20th of December, but it's as close to Christmas as we're going to get. So just in case I don't get a chance to do another beer review before Christmas, I thought I'd do the Christmassy one now. It's a Christmas beer. It's by good old Belgians Leffe, and it's Bière De Noël, or Kerstbier, or Christmas beer. I think the Kerstbier must be the Flemish, and Bière De Noël is obviously French. So yeah, it's Christmas beer by Leffe, should I say. It's like I say, it's Belgian. It's an Abbey style ale. It's the usual Leffe strength. It's 6.6 on the ABV. Never had this before in my life, so it'll be interesting. I'm guessing it's going to be a sort of ambery, fruity sort of beer because it's like a Christmas wintry beer. So it'll be nothing pale. You can tell that straight away just by looking at, you know, the label, the outlook. You know, just you can see it. You just know for this time of year it's not going to be a pale beer. Using the trusty Chimay goblet today, or chalice glass, should I say. So I thought it'd be a bit festive and get the hat on. It's itching me like hell, so I'm going to try and make this brief. Let's get it open. If the camera wobbles, my apologies, because we've just got a new dog and he's a complete live wire, so he's probably going to be weaving in and out of the tripod. So apologies in advance if that happens. He's laying down now, so hopefully he'll stay like that. Right. Let's get this poured out then. Oh, that smells nice. Yeah, it's quite dark. Don't know if you can see me pouring that. I don't suppose it's a big deal. Obviously there's no sediment, so, you know, yeast sedimentation in the bottle, so just pour this thing straight out. Right. Oh yeah, it's actually, I was on about it being a dark ambery colour. It's darker than that. It's almost looks a bit like a Chimay double. Holding it up to the light now. It's a very, very deep, almost ruby. It's sort of got ambery, gingery coloured hues around the bottom in the light, but if it wasn't for the light you can't see through it much, to be honest. It's a nice, fairly tight bubbled off-white head. It's, you know, fingers worth. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's as usual, there's a load of bubbles coming from the bottom of that one. It's quite fizzy. Obviously it's natural carbonation, so it's not going to feel fizzy. It'll just feel nicely carbonated on the tongue. The head is, it's lacing a bit, yeah. It looks nice. It's quite inviting, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's have a smell. As with most Leffe beers, should I say Leffe beers, you'll get a typical hoppy sort of sweet smell coming from it, plus whatever extra in whatever beer it is. That's sort of like their trademark smell and taste. So it's got that, plus a sort of warming sort of, not quite a spicy smell, it's just something different. It's just a warming smell. Like a fruity smell, I would say. Maybe a bit plummy, a bit cherryish, mildly so. The head's dissipating now, by the way, it's going quite quickly. Yeah, if there's one fruit that dominates in that for me, it's cherry. Although it's not got any cherry in it, it's not a fruit beer. And it doesn't smell strongly of cherries, it's just like got a warming fruity smell, but with a sort of cherry hue, if anything. Yeah, it smells very nice. Looks very nice. Like I say, it's 6.6%, so it's relatively tame, so it's nice and drinkable strength. So, with that being said, cheers. I'm almost getting that cherry smell in the taste. Carbonation's alright. It's... Give that another one. See, with the Leffe beers, it's hard to, unless it's the triple or the radius, it's not really hard to distinguish between them. They sort of taste the same, but they taste slightly different, if you see what I mean. And they all recommend you serve it at the same sort of strength, which is 5 degrees centigrade. This is probably about 7 or 8, because 5 to me is just too cold. But you can definitely get a taste through. It's not as hoppy as your typical Leffe blonde, or the brune, as it's called, the brown one, which are both quite hoppy, particularly the blonde one. It's more sweet than it is hoppy, although it's nicely balanced. Let me give it a taste. Yeah, it's quite malty. Like I say, there's a hint of that cherry fruit coming through. Well, like I say, it doesn't contain cherries, it's just that sort of a fruity, you know, taste about it. It's the character about the beer. Hoppiness, not so much, it's more in the smell, although both the smell and the taste, the aroma and the taste aren't incredibly hoppy. You can just detect it because it's that sort of a typical Leffe smell, and if you've had a few of their beers you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's very well rounded. It's a light mouthfeel on the body. It's not heavy bodied. Sort of light to medium, I would say, but more light. See if I can get anything else from another taste. Cheers. Give it a real chew over. It's quite a light taste actually. It's like a light bitter sort of taste. Bitter, I don't mean physically bitter, I mean the style of beer bitter. So there is a bitterness at the back of your tongue a little bit, but not overly so. It's very, very well balanced. Slight cherry fruit flavour, slight maltiness, not too much hoppiness, and yeah, it's a good. It could be, for me, for a winter beer, it could be slightly more warming, and maybe even if they notch the strength up to maybe sort of 7, 7.5, just to give it that extra warmingness. But yeah, it's very nice. It's, well, the head's gone quite quick. That's a bit disappointing, but yeah, it's a nice beer on the whole. As far as availability goes, unless you live in Belgium or somewhere, you know, it's not going to be that widely available. As I say, in this country, you can only really get the blonde and the brown one on the shelves of the shops because they're the two main. Excuse me, they're the flagship beers. But I just any good beer website. So I got this off beersofeurope.com. But yeah, it's well rounded, malty, not too hoppy, slightly sweet, tastes slightly of cherries. Yep, that's all I can really say about it. So, in case I don't do another beer review before Christmas, have a good one. Merry Christmas.